Welcome to today's deep dive.
We're going to unearth some surprisingly relevant financial advice.
From ancient Babylon.
You know,
It's often said that history repeats itself.
and when it comes to managing money,
The lessons from civilizations past.
can be surprisingly insightful.
Exactly.
So we're cracking open the classic personal finance book, The Richest Man in Babylon.
By George S. Clason.
We're going to break down its timeless principles.
And more importantly,
See how they apply to our lives today.
no chariots.
Or clay tablets required, I promise.
What I find.
What I find fascinating about this book is its clever use of parables.
Clason takes us back to ancient Babylon,
And introduces us to characters like Arcad,
who transforms himself from a poor scribe to the wealthiest man in the city.
a true rags to riches story.
And through Arcad's journey.
We get these 7 cures for a lean purse.
Essentially, ancient Babylonian personal finance tips.
It piques my curiosity, though.
Some of these cures.
Might seem a bit contradictory, right?
Absolutely.
For instance, Cure 1, start thy purse to fattening.
Emphasizes saving.
Yet, Cure 7, increase thy ability to earn.
Often requires investing in yourself.
Which can sometimes mean spending money.
That's a really...
That's a really interesting point.
It's not just about blindly following a list of rules.
But understanding the underlying principles.
And how they interact.
So it's about finding that balance.
Between saving diligently...
And strategically investing in your own growth.
Precisely.
And this theme of balance continues with...
Cure 2. Control thy expenditures.
Now, this doesn't mean living a life of austerity.
The Babylonians, as we know.
Enjoyed the finer things in life.
Right. Lavish parties, beautiful clothes.
They weren't exactly known for their minimalism,
Exactly.
but mindful spending.
Clason uses the idea of a budget,
Not as a restrictive measure,
but as a tool to achieve your desires.
without derailing your long-term financial goals
It's like a roadmap,
to get what you truly want.
both today and in the future.
Okay, so we've got saving and mindful spending.
What's next in these Babylonian financial prescriptions?
Cure 3, make thy gold multiply.
Arcad was a firm believer,
In making your money work for you.
primarily through investments.
This is where
This resonates even more in our world of investing apps.
and endless financial opportunities.
But it makes you think.
How did they invest back in ancient Babylon?
Real estate,
Livestock.
chariot companies.
That's a great question.
We'll delve into that aspect a bit later.
Because it speaks to a crucial point about seeking expert advice.
I see where you're going with this.
And that must be what Cure 4, Guard Thy Treasures from Loss, is all about.
Precisely.
It's a cautionary message about...
Investing wisely.
Clason illustrates this through the story of Asmer the brickmaker.
Who was entrusted to buy jewels while traveling.
Unfortunately,
He lacks knowledge in that area.
and ends up losing the money.
Ouch. That's a tough lesson.
But a valuable one.
It reminds me of those too good to be true investment schemes we see today.
Absolutely.
This cure highlights the importance of due diligence.
And seeking guidance from those with experience in the specific area,
You're considering for investment.
rather than making impulsive decisions.
It's like, don't take investment advice from a brickmaker.
Even if they're your friend.
And so in ancient Babylon, I imagine,
Owning a home was a big deal, right?
you're right.
Cure 5. Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment, emphasizes home ownership.
However, Arcad emphasizes that
A home should be within your means,
a source of stability and equity.
not a financial burden.
It's all about finding that sweet spot.
A place that provides security without breaking the bank.
It's a timeless aspiration, isn't it?
Owning a place to call your own.
So what's cure number 6?
We're on a roll here.
Okay, cure number 6 takes a long-term perspective.
It's ensure a future income.
Arcad understood that life is unpredictable.
Even in ancient Babylon,
Makes sense.
things happen.
Even back then, I'm guessing.
Unexpected chariot repairs could really throw off your budget.
Exactly.
And while they didn't have insurance policies as we know them,
Arcad stressed the importance of having a safety net,
for your family,
ensuring their well-being.
even if something were to happen to you,
It's like the ancient Babylonian version of a life insurance policy.
planning for the unexpected way back then.
It really shows that some things are truly timeless.
Absolutely.
And it highlights a key point about financial planning.
It's not just about accumulating wealth for yourself.
It's about creating security and opportunity for future generations,
It's about building a legacy.
not just a fortune.
That's a powerful message.
What's the final cure in Arcad's wisdom?
The 7th cure is all about personal growth.
Increase thy ability to earn.
Arcad emphasizes the importance of
Continuous learning
honing your skills
and seeking new opportunities.
to increase your earning potential.
It's about investing in yourself.
That's something we hear a lot today.
But it's fascinating to see it rooted in ancient wisdom,
So it's not just about managing the money you have.
but about expanding your capacity to earn more.
Exactly.
It's about recognizing that,
Your ability to earn is your most valuable asset.
and that requires constant nurturing and development.
This is all
This is all incredibly insightful.
but let's go back to those investment strategies in ancient Babylon.
You mentioned that they relate to seeking expert advice.
Yes.
Remember, Cure 4, guard thy treasures from loss.
And the cautionary tale of Asmur the brickmaker.
How could I forget?
Poor Asmur.
You learned that investment lesson the hard way.
Well, his story isn't just about avoiding bad investments,
It's about recognizing the value of expertise.
even back then.
If someone wanted to invest in, say,
A caravan of goods heading to a distant land.
they'd seek out experienced merchants.
People who understood the risks and potential rewards instead of putting your money in a chariot company just because your brother-in-law drives a chariot.
Right. You'd find a seasoned investor in the transportation sector.
It's about leveraging the knowledge of those who've already navigated those waters.
Exactly.
And that's a principle that holds true today.
Whether you're considering real estate
The stock market.
or even starting your own business,
Seek out mentors, financial advisors.
and experts in your field.
It's like that old saying, experience is the best teacher.
But it's even better when it's someone else's experience,
See,
right?
we've got these 7 cures.
A roadmap to financial health.
But the richest man in Babylon offers even more, doesn't it?
What about those 5 laws of gold you mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
The 5 laws of gold,
These were inscribed on a clay tablet,
passed down from Arcad to his son.
considered even more valuable than gold itself.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
These laws must be the real deal.
What wisdom did Arcad consider so precious?
These laws expand upon the principles we've already discussed.
Emphasizing saving,
Living within your means,
investing wisely,
seeking expert advice,
and importantly,
avoiding get-rich-quick schemes.
that last one feels particularly relevant today.
With social media full of promises of overnight riches,
It's easy to get caught up in the hype.
you're absolutely right.
The allure of easy money is timeless.
But as the Babylonians discovered,
True wealth is built through discipline,
patience and smart decisions.
not risky gambles.
It's about playing the long game,
Making sound financial choices that lead to lasting prosperity.
not chasing fleeting trends.
Okay, so we've got these 7 cures.
You have 5 laws of gold.
They all paint a picture of a financially responsible life.
But how do these principles actually play out in real life?
Are there stories in the book that bring these concepts to life?
There is one story in particular that I find deeply resonant.
It's the story of Dabasir.
Dabasir.
Remind me, who is he again?
Dabasir starts as a young man deep in debt.
Due to extravagant spending.
He's captivated by the allure of immediate gratification.
And ends up living beyond his means.
That sounds eerily familiar.
To the experiences of many today, don't you think?
Absolutely.
It highlights how some financial challenges transcend time.
But what makes Dabasir's story so powerful?
Is his transformation?
So how does he turn things around?
I'm eager to hear this.
So how does he turn things around? I'm eager to hear this.
It's a story of resilience and resourcefulness. He has a wake-up call.
Realizing the error of his ways and commits to hard work
Disciplined saving.
and living within his means.
It's that classic hit rock bottom moment.
That sparks a change in mindset.
Precisely. He even uses an analogy.
Comparing his situation to seeing the world through a
Yellowstone.
distorting his perception of reality.
That's a powerful image,
It speaks to how easily our perceptions
especially when it comes to money
can become skewed by our desires.
or circumstances.
And that's where those Babylonian principles come in.
Dabasir, through disciplined saving,
And seeking out opportunities.
eventually manages to repay his debts.
And finds success as a camel trader.
From debt-ridden spender to successful entrepreneur.
His story really highlights how those principles
When applied consistently,
can lead to
a remarkable transformation
it's a testament,
to the power of taking control of your financial destiny.
no matter your starting point.
It's inspiring, actually.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the richest men in Babylon,
What's the overarching takeaway for our listeners?
How can we apply this ancient wisdom to our modern lives?
Where we face things like inflation,
Complex investments.
and online shopping at our fingertips.
You've hit on a key point.
While the world has changed drastically since ancient Babylon,
The fundamental principles of financial well-being.
remain surprisingly relevant.
We may not be bartering for camels.
But we grapple with the same temptations of instant gratification.
The same need for discipline, saving, and investing.
And the same importance of,
Seeking expert advice.
so it's about taking those core principles,
Saving diligently, spending wisely,
investing prudently, seeking expert guidance.
and adapting them to our modern context.
Exactly.
For example, the Babylonians didn't have index funds.
But they understood the power of making their money grow.
Today, we have a wider array of investment vehicles.
And financial tools.
But the underlying principle of
Making thy gold multiply remains crucial.
it's about understanding the
The why behind the what,
grasping the timeless financial wisdom.
and then leveraging the tools and resources available to us today.
Precisely.
And just as Davisier learned from his mistakes.
We too can navigate our financial journeys
With,
more awareness and intention.
by applying these age-old principles.
This has been such an insightful deep dive.
So to leave our listener with something to ponder,
What's one small step they can take today
inspired by this ancient wisdom.
to move towards greater financial well-being?
That's a great question to end on.
Perhaps it's setting aside a small amount each week.
To fatten their purse.
Creating a budget to control their expenditures.
Or seeking advice from a financial expert to make their gold multiply.
The key is to take action
No matter how small.
and embark on your own journey towards financial empowerment.
After all,
The journey of 1,000 leagues begins with a single step.
even if that step is taken without the aid of a camel.
And on that note,
We'll wrap up this deep dive into the richest man in Babylon.
until next time.
May your purses be ever fattening.
And your financial journeys filled with wisdom and prosperity.